So let's see if I can get this to flatten back out. See, this is the nice thing about cooking in front of other people, is I get to screw up and everybody gets to watch me. So the nice thing with, there's pros and cons with the Teflon. It does make it really nice to clean up after everything, after you're done cooking. You do have to be careful. Plastic utensils, wooden utensils, that's what you want to use. You never want to actually come in contact with metal with that coating. It will scratch and then it will start to flake off. It'll get stuff underneath and then pull out. I'll make fajitas in this, I'll make tacos in this, I'll do whatever, because the burner is only this big around, but as soon as it gets past that burner, everything slopes up. So it actually does a really good job of heating efficiently on all sides. And so these are great for doing stuff like that. So with that said, you want to start looking for pots and pans that reflect how you cook. You know, what we have here, I'm not going to say everybody needs to have an 11-inch wok, everybody needs to have a 10-inch fry pan, everybody needs to go out and buy this stainless GSI set. We have these things because this is how we cook at home. I will not take everything on every trip. You know, a lot of times if it's just two of us, I will have our wok and I will have this small saucepan. And that's it, because we're doing stuff that's super simple. You know, all we need to do is, you know, heat up some black beans or something like that in here, and then we'll be making tacos in this. You know, depending on what you guys do, really is going to dictate what types of equipment you're going to want to buy. You always want to do as much prep beforehand as you can. You know, cutting up meat and stuff like that. Do your veggies first. I love these because I can prep enough for 2 people on one of these. Take this full of veggies, set it aside. Okay, now for stir fry, I'm going to start cutting up my meat. So I've got that there. Prep your veggies first, then start prepping your meat. And then, no. Don't use your pocket knife to do major food prep. You know, if you're on the trail and you want to, you know, cut off a slice of cheese, or you want to eat, you know, some hard salami or something like that, that's fine. But if you're doing food prep, I have scars from when I was in college of doing food prep with my pocket knife in the dorms because I was poor and I couldn't afford even a cheap knife at Walmart. Go and buy yourselves a good knife. Use the knives you have at home. You know, a good chef knife is incredibly versatile, and there's a couple of different styles and sizes. This is an 8-inch blade. This is actually a knife by Buck Knives, and it's really well balanced. This is a Santoku style blade. It's a Japanese style blade. This is a company called Spyderco. My personal preference is this blade type. Krista's personal preference is this. Thus, we bring 2 knives with us when we go camping. Protect your knives. Not only for you, so that when you're reaching in the drawer and it's 10 o'clock at night and you're hungry and you just rolled into camp and, oh crap, I just cut myself. You don't want to, you know, chip and ding your edge, because then it's harder to cut. You want these to be as sharp as possible.
It's more safe. I mean, if you're having to force your knife, you're more apt to cut yourself.
Exactly. This Camp Chef stove. And it's all dependent on what your cooking preference is. You're not going to take this backpacking. I really would not take something like this park camping for the 2 of us. I don't need 3 burners. I don't need 10,000 BTUs out of each burner, especially if it's the 2 of us.
But if we're teaching a cooking class, it's perfect. I mean,
yeah,
you struggle to do anything on a small stove for more than 2 or 3 people.
this is usually what I use to heat up water in the morning, and I will pull this off so you guys can kind of see. So like I said, Coleman stoves, burners like this big around, roughly. This stove, the burner is this big around. That gets really hot at 10,000 BTUs cranking out of there. And in fact, you can see, I'll pass it around, this kettle and that stove are not a good combination. You can see where that silicone handle over time has actually started to heat up and it melted, and now it's starting to turn black. So, you know, I'm not going to use, if that's all I want to do is make enough coffee for 1 person in the morning. Having a stove burner that's this big is not the right choice. If I want to try and cook a meal for 20 people on my Coleman stove that's 2 burners and the burners are only this big around, that's not a good choice either, because I'm going to be sitting there forever trying to heat up enough food to feed that large group.